Hello, welcome to another Salisbury Museum, not at the museum, at home, and another mystery object. So here we go. Ba, 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 ba. Using a tripod today, so it's very exciting. It's for putting the camera on. Anyway, so here we are. It's once again hidden by the tissue paper. Here we go. Oh, there you go. Because I'm on a camera tripod, I've got two spare hands to look at things. So here we go. Here's the thing. What does it look like? Well, if you've ever been to a zoo, it looks like something you might find on the ground in the zoo, maybe behind the elephant perhaps. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's not that, no, because I can pick it up, and we're all washing our hands at the moment, but I don't have to wash my hands immediately after I picked it up. It's not from the elephant. So what is it? Well, size. So once again, here's our size. That's adult hand, and that's the size of it. So yeah, it's probably fill a school hand, but an adult hand doesn't quite fill adult hand. There we are. I'll keep turning it around for you to have a look. Keep turning it around. Weight. It's pretty heavy. Right, what should I compare it to? I'm looking around the kitchen. It's heavier than banana. It's probably 5 bananas. There you go. It's 5 bananas heavy. That is. It's very scientific. That is. It's 5 bananas. Can you hear that? It's solid. It's really hard. Right. So it's not a squishy thing. It's about 5 bananas heavy. It's that size. What shape is it? Well, you'd kind of like to say round, but actually look, there's a kind of a flat bit there, and that's a bit flat, but that bit is round. But you keep turning it around. Oh look, there's something. What's that? What's that? There's a detail. There's something that's small on it. Can you see? The lighting's not brilliant here. You can see there's a number 2 in red paint. What's that about? Well, I'll tell you about that. A lot of objects in museums have little numbers on them. So, for example, my name is Owen, so that's kind of my number. This thing is called number 2, so it's got number 2 written on it. Museum numbers are normally a lot longer than that. I'm a bit puzzled as to why it's just a number 2, because they normally have a lot more, like 2, 3, 6, 6, 9, 9, 2, 2, that kind of thing. But this is just number 2. So this is called number 2, and my name is Owen. That's how it works in museums. Details, well, that's a shiny bit there, a very shiny bit there actually, and there's a bumpy bit there, a bit kind of broken there, and that's smooth. It's all fairly rough. It's not absolutely, that's quite shiny, but again that side's quite rough. Decoration. Well, apart from the lovely number 2, there it is. Oh, it's upside down. Has anybody tried to put flowers or little ziggy-zaggy lines or anything pretty on it? No, there's no decoration. Well, colour. This is a key thing. What colour would you say this was? I'd actually say it's 2 colours. There's a dark colour and a light colour. The light colour is kind of a white colour. Now, I've been told that when this stone gets wet, it gets a lot brighter, so the white bits really sparkle and the darker bits change colour and really show their colour. This is a real museum object. It's not a replica, not a copy, so I can't get it wet, unfortunately, so you just have to take my word for it. But I've been told that when they get wet, they're actually a bit more pretty. They're not beautiful, but they're a bit more pretty. So, oh, is it natural? Okay, did I just find this in the garden and then paint a number 2 on it? No, we know for a fact, because of archaeologists, we know for a fact this was made by a person a long time ago. I'm not going to tell you how long ago, because that would be a really big giveaway, but it was made by a person a long time ago. Okay, so it's not just a natural stone, it's not just a round stone that we found in the ground. What can I do with it? I could roll it perhaps, but look, I mean, it's got a flat bit there and a flat bit there and a round bit there, so it's just going to do a kind of dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. It's not going to be great for rolling, so I'd say, is it for a game? Well, if it's a rolling game, it's a rubbish rolling game. Guys, get your money back, because this is a rubbish rolling game. So it's not for rolling. Could you throw it? Well, if you're feeling a bit dangerous, a little bit silly, you could do, yeah, but you'd probably hurt somebody or something if it hit it. Oh, is that what it's for? Is it for hurt? Is it a weapon? I don't know. Because can you imagine that flying through the air? Ooh, when that hits something, it's going to hurt. So is it a weapony thing? Don't know. Not going to give that one away. Yes, am I? I don't know. I was watching Tweedy Clown on the YouTube yesterday. Tweedy Clown. He's very funny, and he was doing some juggling. Is this a juggling thing? Could I get another 2 of these and juggle them? Well, I could do, but again, remember I said it's quite heavy, it's about 5 bananas. So it's a lot of, and also, if I didn't quite catch it right, bash, it's going to hit my fingers, that would hurt. I would say it's not a juggling thing. Is there somebody in your house at the moment saying, is it a paperweight? Do you know what a paperweight is? When there's a windy day and you've got the window open and you're trying to work at home and your bits of paper, there's my bit of paper, all floating around like that. Well, you need a paperweight, you need something nice and handy and heavy to put on it. Yes, it could be a paperweight. That's not what it was supposed to be for. I'll give you a big clue. This was made before anybody had invented paper. So my last thing, is this part of something? Has it fallen off something? So should it be attached to something a lot bigger? Well, it was part of something a lot bigger, but actually, that was a long, long time ago. But it's not really supposed to be attached to anything at all. It is, this is the whole thing you're looking at. There's not a bit missing. So then, ladies and gentlemen, what do we think? What is the mystery object? Have a think. Here's another idea for you. I'm a big fan of an artist, his name's Andy Goldsworthy, and he makes all sorts of things with sticks and stones outside in nature, and I've kind of copied his style here. Can you see? What would you say that is, a snake, or I don't know, something sort of slithering along the ground? All I've done is I've gone out for a walk on the farm again, and I found some stones, and you just place the stones together like that, lay them like that. Now the thing about Andy Goldsworthy's work, it's all temporary. So it won't be there in thousands of years to see. So if you think about that, if you go out for a walk and you make your own little stone line, or with sticks or something else that you found on the floor, something that's clean obviously, you have to bear in mind that somebody might come along and accidentally kick it, or maybe a dog comes along and rushes through it, or a small child comes and plays with it. So when you come and see it the next time, it might be gone, or if you're lucky, maybe somebody's added to it. Somebody's put some more stones on the end of yours. So, something you could do when you're out for a walk, perhaps. Okay, the mystery object. Would you like a clue? Here's a funny kind of clue. Maybe the grown-ups in the house could help you with this one, because my clue is going to be from this. It's well, what is it? It is the Great Britain Road Map, and it's, oh look, it's the new one as well. So what we need to do is, in the front of a road map you'll find the big map, if I can find it. It'd be embarrassing if I couldn't, wouldn't it? There you go, that's the big map I'm looking for. Right, so that's our country, that's Great Britain. There goes Scotland at the top. And then we go down, and then we've got the north of England. There's Ireland over there. So we've got Scotland, and we go down, the north of England. What's that bit there? What's that bit there? There's the sticky out bit there. What's that bit called? That is... Yep, and then over there, it's a bit sticky out bit. This area's got a name as well. What's that called? And then, oh, there's a really busy bit there. What's that busy bit there? That's where Boris Johnson lives. What's that bit? What's that bit called? And then, so you've got the seal around, and you got, this is one of my favourite bits. What's the sticky out bit down there? That's where all the seagulls and the pasties are. Then you got that one. Yep. And if you're anywhere near Salisbury Museum, oh, pages ago. It would be around about there. That's where we are, there. So, my clue, because it might help, you might talk to an adult, they might help you with this clue. My clue is that our little stone that we've been looking at, oh, give it away, I said stone. Our stone came from around about there. And it says, see the number 12 there? That means I need to turn to page 12. Should we do that? Let's have a look. See if I can do some filming and turning pages at the same time. Amazing, look at the skill of this man. Wow. So this means this is a close-up of the area where the stone came from. And look, this is, so that sticky out bit on the side, when I asked you what it was, did you work out what it was? It begins with the letter W. Anyway, there's a green bit here. Can you see the green bit there? And, oh look, it's in funny language. And can you see the word Preseli? Because that is where our stone originally came from. But then a long, long time ago, some people moved it. And this is the brilliant bit. We don't know how they moved it because it was a long time ago. So they moved it from there, press LE. Let's go back to our big map in front. Moved it from there to where we are, around about here. And we have no idea how they moved it. What do you think? Did they use the water? Did they go across the land? And can you see there's blue bits there as well? That means there's lots of water there. The sea goes in there. So to get it from there to there, they've got water to cross there as well. How did they do it? I don't have the answer because nobody has the answer. Isn't that amazing? We love a bit of mystery, don't we? Mystery history, there you go. So there's our clue. Our mystery stone thing came from here and it's ended up in the museum here. Does that help you find out what it was? So we're going to need a tool. Best place toolbox. This is definitely where you have to ask permission. So I know some mums and dads are a little bit, don't go in the toolbox. So we're going to need one of those tools. No, take that one out. Oh, it's a bit heavy. And aha, that's what I'm after. One of those. That's what we need. Definitely asking mum and dad for permission for this one. And then what do? Yes, we put that one back in there. And then we put that back on there. And then we close those. And it makes mum and dad very happy. Right, what's next? So the next bit's most definitely one where you have to have the adult help you, I'm afraid, because we're going to break things. I've got my metal hammer here. Definitely want mum and dad or somebody grown up to come and help you. We've got the hammer, metal strong hammer there. I've also got another piece of kit. These things, what are they? They are safety glasses. If you don't have safety glasses at home, you might not do. Maybe you wear glasses, put them on, that's probably a good idea. Or if you don't, then maybe get somebody else who's wears glasses to do this for you. Because what we're going to be doing is having a go at breaking this. And when we break this, what happens is when the hammer hits it, you might get tiny pieces flying through the air very, very fast, faster than I'm doing. I'm doing a slow motion for you. You might get tiny pieces flying through the air, and guess what might happen? Yeah, they go in your face, and then it's serious ouch time. And think about it, where would you go if you seriously hurt yourself? Go to the hospital. What's happening at the hospital at the moment? Everybody at the hospital is very, very busy, so they haven't got time for you with bits of stone in your face because you've been a bit silly. So let's put these on. I'm going to put mine on. There you go, you can't see that because I'm out of shot. And we've got, anybody know what kind of stone that is? It's a very big stone, I know that one. Very big, it's quite heavy. It's black and white, so it could have some brown bits in it as well. Anybody who know what kind of stone that is? It's a funny shape. That is flint. Very popular in the Stone Age for all sorts of things. So I'm going to have this great big bit of flint here. I'm going to pop it like that, and then with a hammer, let's see how we go. I'm going to see if I can break a bit off by hitting it. Let's see if this works. I haven't actually tried this morning, so we'll have to give it a go. Ready? Oh, did you see that? Did you see the bits flying across through the air, flowing really, really fast? Now imagine if that hit you in the face. You see, that's why I'm wearing the glasses. And look, there's a bit. And here we go, another safety tip. Oh, so we'll get a bit dangerous now. We've got a bit of flint's come off, and there's another bit over here. I'll just pick it up. There you go. And can you see? Oh, just knocked the tripod. Sorry about that. Can you see? It's got really sharp edges. Now I'm not going to go. Oh, look, sharp edges. I'm being very careful now because that really is very, very sharp. And this is why people back in the Stone Age, well, actually all through time, really. I mean, I suppose they still do today. They can use these as knives for cutting things. Maybe we'll keep that one and we'll take it back into the kitchen and we'll have a go with something in the kitchen. That's a nice sharp one. But did you see when I hit it, all these very, very sharp bits went flying through the air really quickly. That's why we have to be really careful. This is why, best thing, safest, get an adult to help you with this bit. Should we have another go? Because I bet you really like that, didn't you? Actually, shall we smash this up? Yay, they all shout. Let's smash it up. Okay. Hammer, just an ordinary hammer. Let's go. Whoa. And look at that bit there. Very sharp. Got to be really careful with that. I'm going to put that to my keepy pile. Let's have another go. Wow, look at all those. Okay. Can you see the lovely colours? I think we're going to have another look at these stones a bit later on. These lovely colours, and look at that, really sharp. Got to be very careful. Looks like glass, doesn't it? Broken glass. We'll treat it just as carefully as we would do with broken glass. One more whack. Did you enjoy that? Yeah, come on, let's do one more whack. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Ah, rubbish. Didn't work at all. Try again. 3, 2, 1. That's a really tough bit of flint, isn't it? One more? Yeah? Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ah, broke it. And I have to be very careful now because I've suddenly turned this lovely flint into something that's actually quite dangerous. I've got these tiny little pieces here. I've got very sharp bits. There you go. So there's me. Should we try smash something else while we're here? Okay. Okay, I'm back and look what I've got. I've got another thing to smash. Filthy hands already. Now that I live on a farm, which you probably spotted, so there's all this stuff lying around. Do please ask your parents, because can you imagine how happy they'd be if you started pulling up things from their garden and smashing them up? Not very happy at all. So, what is this? It's making my hands go white. It's actually, look, it's quite soft. Do I need a hammer? I don't know really. It's quite soft. It's not very sharp at all. What is it? Guesses? 3, 2, 1. It is chalk. I've found myself a massive lump of chalk. It's been dug up by the tractor. So there's only one thing we can do with this, really, isn't there? Are we ready? Once again, I'm wearing the glasses because it doesn't look as hard as that material, as flint. But I'm still wearing the glasses because I don't want those little bits to come flying through the air and hit me in the face. I've got my metal hammer and shall I whack it there? Let's see what happens. Great big lump of chalk. Hit it really hard to see what happens. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, not bad. Can you see the difference between? We've got that. Okay, it looks like a sharp edge, but not really. And then we've got this one. Nice and hard and sharp edges. Let's give this one more really big whack, see if I can break it up even more. So I know you lot love a bit of destruction, don't you? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, we broke it. Well done, everyone. Did someone say ancient monument? What do you think? Here's my attempt. This is the world's, what does it look like? What does it remind you of? And it's the world's smallest one. I made it all myself. It's not bad, is it? I mean, it's not amazing. I don't think millions of tourists will come and see that every year. But it's a good first attempt. Have I kept you waiting long enough? Do you really want to know what is this? What is this lovely object? I'm sure you do. Here we go. Right, I will tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, this lovely object here is a piece of, let's move this to one side. It's actually a piece of, did you guess it? Did you guess it? It's a piece of Stonehenge. Huh? Okay, you're all saying, okay, we don't understand that because you showed us this tiny little stone, and now you're saying it's part of these massive stones that stand on Wiltshire in Salisbury Plain in Wiltshire. So I'll explain that. About 4,500 years ago, when they were building the Stonehenge that you see today, they moved the great big stones, these enormous stones here. They're called the Sarsen stones. They came from the Marlborough Downs, which isn't too far away from Stonehenge. It's about 20 miles. Still a very long way to move these massive, boy they are massive, massive stones. They also moved, see this one in the front, a smaller type of stone. And guess where this stone came from? Remember the map? Yeah, of course. Came all the way from Wales. These stones came all the way there. And remember I said they had no idea how they moved them? Well, each of these stones, these little ones, not the big ones were massive. The little ones, we call them little because smaller than, but the little ones weighed about between 2 and 4 tons. Now then, what does 2 to 4 tons mean? How many bananas is that? That is just billions of bananas. That is a car, and actually possibly a very big car, maybe a van. Each one of those things really, really heavy, and they moved them 180 miles. This is the Stone Age, obviously. In the Stone Age, how did they do that? Nobody knows. That mystery has not been solved yet. So these smaller stones, these ones, big ones, are called the Sarsen stones because that's the type of stone that they are. These smaller ones are a different kind of stone, and they are called blue stones because, do you remember I said about the rain? And how when it rains, this one's actually covered in moss now, but when it rains, they change a slightly different colour. Apparently, when it rains, they go really blue, but they have little white flecks and little white dots, and so their nickname, if you like, they are called spotted dolerite, because when it rains, they go spotted, little white spots. There were How many of these things did they move all the way from Wales? The place with the W, Wales. Moved them all the way from Wales. They moved 80 of those. And now at Stonehenge, because over the years, some of them have gone missing, there's only 43 left. So over thousands of years, what do you think happened to all the other ones? There's only 43 left. What do you think happened to those? Why would people go to Stonehenge and take a big stone away? And so it's lost forever. What do you think? Anyway, so the stones arrived. Why is ours? We still haven't worked out why is this such a tiny stone. The stones arrived at Stonehenge, but they were the wrong shape. All of these great big stones, can you see they're nice and square? All of these stones arrived in rough, bumpy shapes. And so when they arrived at Stonehenge, the next thing that all the Stone Age people had to do was make them into the right shape. So what did they do? They started to knock and knock and knock and get them into the right shape. And sometimes they'd knock off big chunks. And what did they do with the big chunks? They used those big chunks as hammers. And they would bash stone against stone until they've got all the right shapes. And so you've got little bits falling off all the time. Now our little round stone here, or roundish stone, was held in the hand, and it was used to bash against these stones to get them into the right shape. Now then, what did our Stone Age builders have to do next? Well, all of these stones are standing in a hole. So they would dig a hole. That's another clever thing. We could talk about that another day. Dig a hole, and then very, very cleverly, and again, another mystery, we don't know how they did this. They would stand up the stones in the hole, ready to be part of Stonehenge. But because they've dug the hole quite big, we know that when the stones went in the hole, sometimes, I'll show you with my amazing pen, sometimes they put the stone in, the stone goes up into the hole. Yeah, that's great, but sometimes it's a little bit wobbly in the hole because the hole's a little bit too big. So what do? They put down lots of little bits of stone left over, like that one, throw it down into the hole. And so the hole is nice and snug for the stone, and the stone doesn't wobble. Now then, what happened? A long time later, archaeologists were working at Stonehenge, and they were working around some of the stones. I'm not quite sure why, but they were obviously doing some research or something because they had permission. And they were digging, and digging, and they found around about the bottom of one of the stones our little stone. And they looked at it, and it's not a rough shape because we've seen the shape. It's nice and smooth, and it's like lots of other stones that they found. And some of the stones are way bigger, really big. We've got a small one here. And they realised that these were hammer stones, or sometimes they call them maul stones, M-A-U-L, maul stones, and they were used for bashing and shaping. And when they got too small, or they just didn't want them anymore, they would throw them into this hole to fill up the hole to make the stones stand up. So that's what our stone was. It came all the way from Wales. It was used as a hammer stone, and then it was used for making the standing stones stand up straight. And then thousands of years later, because we're talking Stonehenge, the last Stonehenge we looked at was about 4,500 years ago they were working. Our archaeologists came along and they found it, and there it is, and it came to the museum, and now it can be looked at by everybody, and it can be looked at by you from home. So there you have it. Our mystery object, let's have one last look at it. Our mystery object is a hammer or maul stone, and it's made of blue stone, spotted dolerite, and it was used for making and for helping Stonehenge stand up straight when they built Stonehenge. A real piece of Stonehenge. Did you guess? Were you right? Did you get our mystery today? Did you get that correct? I'll see you all soon. Bye.